HafCaf Productions and the Rabbit Brothers present Button Boys, a radio play transcribed for immediate podcastery. Episode 9, Caterpilla-zilla. Our setting is the Button Room inside the defense silo LF-862, located in the town of
Classified,
Colorado. LF-862 is an underground nuclear launch facility in which are stored a collection of intercontinental ballistic missiles. The room we are in contains the launch controls for said missiles. At the moment, Agent Snowdrop is there, under his desk, shining a flashlight onto the wall. Agent Dragonfly is nearby. It is a Friday, 2:21 p.m. and 5 seconds.
So what do we do now? Just wait?
Yup.
I still don't believe this. Seriously, if someone had told me a month ago that someday I'd be crouched on the floor under a desk in a top-secret government missile base, waiting for a giant mutant caterpillar to come out of his giant mutant caterpillar hole, I would have thought they were absolutely out of their mind, and yet, here I am.
Yup.
And that is bizarre without even taking into account why it is I'm down here looking for giant mutant caterpillars. I'm down here at the request of the dead guy whose animated corpse clawed up out of the grave to warn us about the coming alien ducks who were going to arrive and take his ghost joyriding around the universe for the rest of eternity. That is the guy who communicated to us through a tuna salad sandwich and said he'd promised someone a giant mutant caterpillar. So now I'm down on the floor hunting for giant mutant caterpillars. Would you say that just about sums it up? And please try to refrain from answering with, yep.
Yepers.
I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Yep.
So what do you know about these little buggers?
Not much, really. They are kind of mysterious. They keep to themselves mostly.
Thank God.
I guess I saw my first one about 5 or 6 years ago, although I'd heard stories before then. As far as I can tell, they are just your average run-of-the-mill garden caterpillars who've gotten a little too close to the radioactive elements in the restricted areas down here and mutated to a couple 100 times their normal size. They seem pretty harmless, but I admit their appearance is startling.
You said it.
And kind of nauseating.
That too. The first time I saw one, I nearly threw up, soiled myself, and screamed like a 12-year-old girl, all at the same time.
And who says you lack coordination?
You do.
Yes, that sounds like me.
Are you absolutely sure they have never hurt anybody?
Not that I know of. They usually stay in the shadows. I did turn the lights on a little too quickly once in the Quadrant J76 locker room, and about 3 dozen of them were gathered in the middle of the floor, trying to mate with an old moldy duffel bag. They scattered in all directions, and I wasn't able to keep food down for about 3 days afterwards. But that's about it.
Thank you so much for that image.
You know, now that I think of it, that wasn't a bad duffel bag. Run it through the warm cycle a few times to knock the mold off, and it wouldn't be too bad at all.
Seriously? That's where your mind is right now.
I wonder if it's still in the lost and found box.
Have they been known to bite people?
The caterpillars? No.
Any stinging?
Nope.
That's a relief. I mean, I don't mind bugs, but when they're as big as my head, I start to have issues.
That's understandable.
I wonder what Edelweiss wants with one of the nasty things.
I've been wondering that myself. A pet, maybe? For the afterlife, or alternate universe life, or whatever it is he's hoping for.
Possibly, but why a mutant caterpillar? Why not a nice non-mutant kitty cat or something like that?
I don't know. This is definitely more of a conversation starter.
Yeah, here. But we don't know what things are like on Blue Duck Planet. They could have anything for a pet. There are nice non-mutant domesticated animals might stick out like a pig in a parlor. Maybe they want one to study. You know, for research.
Possibly. It still strikes me as oddly specific, though.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. Of all the millions of possible living specimens on planet Earth, what is it about these hairy, mutated monstrosities that endears them so to these other-worlders?
Maybe they're suckers for unnatural beauty.
I doubt it, but something about this request just doesn't seem right. It seems suspicious somehow. If only we could talk with Agent Edelweiss just a little more.
Well, sorry I already ate my sandwich, but I still have a brownie left if you'd like to talk to that.
I have a better idea.
Ouija board?
I'm going to take yet another look at the writings of Agent Edelweiss.
But we've already read those things like 1,000 times.
But we're obviously missing something, and for now, this is our only link to his thoughts. I'm going to the secure reading pod in Quadrant SF-22. I'll be back soon. In the meantime, see if you can catch us a caterpillar.
Oh, is that all? Glad I have such an easy and fun task. This will just make my whole afternoon. All I have to do is sit here wiggling my flashlight and wait for Caterpilla-zilla to come to me. Here, little mutant caterpillar, come to Agent Snowdrop. I promise I won't hurt you. We're just going to cram you in a coffee can and send you into outer space with a dead guy and a bunch of blue ducks. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. This is ridiculous. Maybe if I set a trap. Let's see. Need something to catch it in and some bait. All right, what the heck do caterpillars eat? Hey, Tina.
Hello, I am Tina. How can I help you?
Hi, Tina. I need a little help with some research.
All right. What are you researching today?
At this point, I'm surprised it's not suicide, but...
All right. Suicide. Would you like suicide rates? Suicide techniques? The psychology of suicide? Suicide as portrayed in the classical era of Italian opera. The complete history...
No, Tina, thank you, but I don't need to know about suicide. I repeat, no suicide.
All right. Thank you for repeating. Suicide. Would you like suicide rates? Suicide techniques? The psychology
Tina, stop,
of...
please. Okay, I don't need to know anything about suicide. It was a joke, just a joke.
All right. You'd like to hear a joke. Is that correct?
No, well, I mean, since you already offered, why not?
All right. Here's a joke. Why can you never trust atoms?
I don't know.
Because they make up everything.
All right, that was pretty good, actually. You got another one?
All right. Here's another joke. The doctor said, Mrs. Jones, I'm afraid I don't like the looks of your husband. She replied, neither do I, but he's good to the children.
Okay, I like that one. You got any more?
All right. Here is another joke. But first, don't you feel this is rather lazy writing?
What do you mean?
What I mean is that, obviously, the writer has run out of ideas and is now simply copying and pasting jokes he's found from the internet.
Well, yeah, I guess I can see your point. But I must say, Tina, that your new meta software seems to be working very well.
What do you call a fish with no eye?
I don't know.
A fish.
Oh, that's great. Oh, Tina, you're the best.
Tell me something I don't know.
It is now precisely 43 minutes later. We find Agent Snowdrop back on the floor under his desk, holding a large head of cabbage.
Alrighty. Now all I have to do is set the spring, which happens to be in the stapler, place that there, and turn this that way, and we should be good to go. Okay. Come on, Caterpillar. Soup's on, you ugly bugger. Come and get it.
Agent Snowdrop, what on earth is going on in here?
Oh, hey, Dragonfly. You said to try and catch a giant caterpillar, so I thought I might have better luck if I made a trap, so I made a trap.
Interesting.
Thanks. I just hope it works. Hey, be careful. We'll look out for that
No!
cabbage.
Why are there cabbages all over the floor?
To be fair, they aren't all over. They're only half a dozen.
I stand corrected. Or more precisely, I sit corrected on the floor. What are they doing here?
Well, after I put together my trap, I was trying to figure out what I could use for bait to lure one of these things in there. So I talked to Tina, and she said that caterpillars are primarily vegetarian. They eat leaves and seeds and the like. But since our caterpillars are closer to the size of a house cat with a thyroid condition, I figured the leaves needed to be a little bigger. Therefore,
Whole cabbages.
exactamundo.
Gracias. Since I'm down here, you might as well explain to me how this works.
Like caterpillar trap?
No, I want to know where babies come from. Yes, your trap.
It's actually pretty ingenious.
Your modesty is becoming.
Thank you. I always thought so. So, the caterpillar is attracted by the aroma of the fresh, tasty cabbages that snake along the floor there. Well, I guess I don't have to tell you where they are. Anyways, they eventually make their way over here, where the biggest and tastiest cabbage lies in wait. When they go after it, it triggers the stapler, which snaps shut, dislodging the extended tape from the tape measure that flies up to the top of the desk, pushing the little plastic army man into the glass of water. This, in turn, provides just enough weight to shift the mail scale, which tips over the World's Fair paperweight, which happens to be tied to that waste paper basket with a length of twine. The basket comes sailing straight down onto the little beast, trapping him neatly inside. Bing, bam, boom.
That's an interesting approach, and I do like your style.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But there is another option.
Oh, yeah? And what would that be?
You could empty the envelopes out of this mail collection box. Then place the inverted mailbox directly over the caterpillar that is currently nibbling the cabbage leaf stuck to my shoe. There you go. Sort of the bing and the boom without the bam.
Wait, yeah. That would work too, I guess.
It's a possibility.
So we have a giant caterpillar in captivity. Now what do we do?
I suppose we need to find something more secure to hold him in and transfer him to that. We could look down in the research lab in quadrant 72XY. They should have a cage or something we can use.
This is exciting. Kind of like going to Pet Town and picking out our first guinea pig.
Yes, well, I guess, as long as we don't...
I think I'll call him Skippy.
Name him.
He looks like a Skippy, don't you think?
It's going to be a long afternoon.
Hey, D-Fly. You still want me to tell you where babies come from?
Button Boys, brought to you by the Rabbit Brothers in association with HafCaf Productions. Starring Jacques Belliveau, Jason Roland, Dustin Stewart, Lee Roberts, and Micah Cottingham. For more Button Boys, visit us at www.hafcafproductions.com.